I appreciated having all the ideas, suggestions, just to kind of get me thinking. And so I think when I began, I was obsessing about the formatting of it and worrying that it was too, you almost go through technology withdrawal because we're so used to being efficient and tiny print, and we talked a lot about that when we first started doing it. But once I got the actual book, I just absolutely loved it. I just love the colors of it. There's something warm and cozy about it, And then your suggestions were so personal and helpful. That really helped me a lot. Starting to number the pages. And I decided I wasn't going to worry about a timeline as far as hurrying up and filling it out. That was really the way of the current day, And I just felt like there's all these ideas and thoughts and memories are just going to come, as I just relax and just let my mind wander, go back to things that, your natural memories are just really amazing. So I just started numbering the pages, and I thought these pages about my childhood or my early days, I think I'm going to spend some time with my mom and dad and see if I can get them to tell me what they remember about when she was pregnant with me or anything like that. So I'm hoping I'm going to make sure I take some time. But I just kind of found some things in writing that showed how old I was, or what day I was born, what time I was born, and how much I weighed. 2016 was a big year for me because my daughter got married, my parents moved out of the house that I grew up in, and my sister got cancer, and one of my closest friends died. It was just an intense year, but also a year of grace. And I just felt like while I'm in the moment, I wanted to get those thoughts down. So I went to the most current year, and then I just sat down with my pencil and I just jotted things that happened. And then what I'm planning on doing is when I have some time to really format it and really think about how I want to put the whole picture together, I may just write it more on this page. But these are kind of the facts. What were the dates, that those things happened, and then maybe talk more about some things that came about in the midst of all those things, It was just a really intense year. And then over the time, I really love photographs, and I love candid shots of people, and then the nice thing with photographs is they have dates sometimes on them. So I kind of pieced together, filled in the blanks of the in-betweens. That's my place where I just kind of relax and my mind rests. I finally figured out that's probably the best place to keep it is wherever your house, where are you in your house? Your favorite resting place is kind of where you kind of daydream, And also I found when I'm watching like PBS or something historical, that kind of, I'll go, where was I, and then that happened, and then, it kind of triggers my thinking about history and where was I in history, and then if something comes to me, I'll just grab the book and jot it down, So it's really, that's been a neat thing. When I'm formatting, I'm using pencil right now. Okay. So if something comes to me, I write it in the book, and then if it isn't quite right, I'll think, oh no, that was 68, not 67. I can erase it and just jot it, move it over. But that gives me time to just put the thoughts on paper, and then, I can adjust it if I want to. There's other times where not much is coming to me, and I might just put a splash on the page there's a flash of something I remember, and or I think it'll evolve, like I'll be putting too much pressure on myself to what happened in 1965, and then later on it'll all come together, and I'll say, oh yeah, that happened and that happened. So I'm just working on just putting something on the page for that year if I can. And like this one is when Martin Luther King, 68 was when Martin Luther King was shot, and Bobby Kennedy. And I remember specifically what happened that summer when all the news, so I wanted to take some time and write about that. There's so much to talk about with Jeff because he was such a unique person, and my marriage was short, but man, it was mighty, and it's eternal. So I think it's going to be challenging to format it so that I put it all in there. But I'm not sure, how I'm going to pull that off. I have letters of his, and I have all sorts of stuff of his, so I think I could probably put pieces of it in the years that I was dating him. I just haven't quite got there yet on that. Although you have these tribute pages and all sorts of things, so I guess if I really wanted to if I decided, I really wanted to really do a longer version of something, that gives me an opportunity to do that, or a place to do that. So the claim family section has been fun because I have a lot of claim family. There's so many people in our family, I could just go on and on. Julie Burge was somebody my husband was mentored, and she's like a daughter. She was always at our Christmas dinners, and she was always around. She's a little girl from the inner city that he really mentored. And Annette Jazziota, I call her Jazz. She's like an aunt to my kids. She's one of my best friends from growing up, but she's been one of those people that she lives in Chicago, but she comes home, and she's just always been like an aunt to my kids, and she's like a sister to me. I called her a lot actually about this book, because if I get stuck and I'll say, what year was that? Or remember that one time when blah blah we were at camp and this and that happened, she'll go, oh yeah, and this is what happened, and she fills in the blanks, So that's been really fun. Great idea,